Costco has gained its popularities in a lot of countries. Just like you, I love shopping at Costco. Indeed, every time I go to Costco, I find something new, and there's always something that I constantly repurchase over and over again. Costco has a wide collection of food from a lot of different countries, and as an Asian myself, I love shopping Asian food, from snacks to deli to frozen food items. Previously in my channel, I shared a lot of my favorite Asian frozen food from Costco, from dumplings to ramen, fried rice, wontons, and a lot of great items. If you haven't checked out that video, make sure you check that out after today's video. So in today's video, I want to share more of the Asian food items that I absolutely love that you should try from Costco. Before we start, I would absolutely love if you could give this video a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe and ring the notification bell. Check out my other content, and let's get into today's video. Number 1. Okay, this is my all-time favorite and I repurchased this item several times already. This is from the brand My and this is their Mochi Ice Cream. There are 18 pieces in the whole box and it comes in with 3 flavors: strawberry, green tea, and sweet mango. Mochi ice cream is a small, round confection consisting of a soft, pounded, sticky rice dumplings, which is the mochi wrap, formed around the ice cream filling. For example, vanilla to strawberry to mango, or sometimes you can even put mango sorbet. If you love mango sorbet, I highly recommend the one from Trader Joe's. But this one is so good. The ice cream, it's absolutely creamy, and the mochi outside tastes so good. I absolutely love the sticky rice part that's around the ice cream. Okay, so among the 3 flavors, originally I thought I would love the green tea one most, but the best one is actually the strawberry. It's so natural and it just tastes like the strawberry milkshake. The mango one is definitely on the sweeter side, and I felt like it's more of a creamy taste than a mangoey taste. The matcha green tea ice cream tastes really good, but I do think the matcha flavor itself is not as strong as I would wish. But overall, those 3 flavors are all really good, and this one is very authentic compared to the ones I used to have in Asia. The mochi rice wrap has this chewy texture, and ice cream itself in the inside is really creamy and sweet. So it's not too sweet as an ice cream product, but at the same time it's a combination of different texture altogether. So I absolutely love this item. The second item on the list is from the brand Authentic Asia. Previously, we actually reviewed the item from this brand, and that was their shrimp wonton, if I remembered correctly. This item is a vegetable lo mein. It's called the vegetable YAKIUDON stir fry. It tastes very similar to the vegetable lo mein you had from the Chinese restaurants. It's marketed on the box that this is udon ramen, but it's really not. It's just regular ramen or regular noodles. It's very similar to the type of noodles that you get from the Chinese restaurants. The good thing about this dish is that it's a vegetarian dish, which means that there's just vegetables and the noodles. But I just want to caution you that every time you buy frozen noodles, it's not going to taste the same as the regular fresh noodles, because the actual freezing temperature changed the starch in the flour, so the texture of the noodles is not as good as you would have compared to if you order freshly from the Chinese restaurants. Nevertheless, for the price, it's definitely on the cheaper side. Sometimes it goes on sale, so it's definitely way cheaper than going to a Chinese restaurant and order their noodles. So if you can see here, there's quite a bit of frozen vegetables, and the sauce itself is the soy sauce or shoyu flavor. The flavor itself, it's pretty authentic. However, I just want to caution you that the texture of the noodles are I don't know. If you like your noodles al dente, this may not be the dish for you, but if you just want a quick bite for lunch, this is very convenient. All you need to do is to microwave it, stir it, and then microwave it again, and it's good to go for a quick lunch. Overall, I do recommend this item as an emergency item, especially if you are vegetarian. But definitely, it wouldn't be able to replace your favorite Chinese restaurants. Overall, I give this item a 7 or 6.5 just for the flavor, and the amount of food is definitely enough for lunch servings. But again, the texture of the noodles may not be the best, but I'm not asking for too much from my 3 minutes cooking time or microwaving time. It's definitely very, very convenient and very affordable. The next item on the list is from the brand NongShim. Can I just say that back in China, we consumed a lot of food from this brand, and my favorite one is actually their kimchi ramen. This is the premium Tonkotsu ramen, and this item, oh my gosh, not the healthiest thing because look at the fat content. So basically for this instant ramen, they first deep fry the noodles, and then later as you soak them into the hot water, it will become soft. The texture of the noodles though is so good, so I'm not complaining. This one is not a frozen food, it's really just in a container. It just reminds me of the high school days when I was absolutely broke and I have no money for real lunch food, and I used to eat those very frequently. Not the healthiest thing, so please do limit yourself to emergency uses only, because definitely this is not healthy. It's high fat and high in sodium. So you could either microwave with cold water, or you can just boil some water and, soften the noodle with hot water. Regardless which method you choose, you do get this really nice texture, and comes in the package. There is a hot oil item, a seasoning pack, and a little bit of green onions. Okay, I do want to caution you that the seasoning pack or the soup base, you don't need the whole bag. If you put the whole bag in there, it will be too much sodium, and honestly, usually the brand give you extra just in case you put too much water or you really crave for very heavy flavor. Usually I just put 1/3 of the bag, and then I try it to see if I need it more. If I need it more, I can always add more, but if you put the whole bag in, it's hard to get those powders out. And my cat is super excited for this noodles because honestly, it smells so good. And my best part about this noodle is that it has this hot oil, so it has a lot of flavor. It's very flavorful ramen. After I posted this video, one of my friends commented that on the package it looks like there are several items like eggs or meat or vegetables, but if you open it, it's just noodles and the sauce pack. But that's how it's advertised in Asian countries. So usually the pictures on the package is basically suggested how you should serve it, not what comes in this container. But do get creative, because I absolutely love to put some eggs in it, some ham or lunch meat, a little bit of seaweed and other things like such as fish balls or fish tofus, and it will make your whole dining experience way better. And trust me, this one tastes really good. I will give a 8.5, but definitely not the healthiest thing. Okay, if you haven't seen this cookie in the Asian stores, you have to get it. I'm so glad that these are offered in Costco, because usually these Hello Panda cookies are super expensive in Asian stores. So in Asian stores, there are different flavors in the fillings, but at Costco, they only serve this one particular flavor, which is chocolate cream. This cookie is very cute and it's very special. Basically, it's a creamy chocolate filling with the crunchy cookie shell. It tastes so good. It's a bite of different flavors and textures, and I know the pictures on the cookie itself should have looked good, but it's basically very beat up. You can't really tell what the panda is doing on the cookie. But nevertheless, this is a really good item for like bringing to work, bringing to school, because these are individually packaged and you're basically limited to one package per day or one pack per lunch, or like as a dessert. It's really good. And I think there are about 7 cookies in each pack. I know it doesn't look much, but trust me, it's enough for a guilty pleasure. The next item is from the brand Calvin's Natural Foods, and this is their ready in 5 minutes Paleo Korean barbecue style chicken. And this chicken is very easy to make, and I put additional broccoli on the side or mixed with the sauce that comes with it. Okay, so you may think that this chicken is not as flavorful as some of the other Korean style chicken, but if you take a look at the actual nutrition facts, you would notice that the actual sugar content in the Calvin's Natural Foods items are actually relatively low. So when the chefs put a lot of sugar in the sauce will taste better and it will enhance the other flavors as well. But it's definitely not healthy, and this brand, I think it's choosing to be on the healthier side, so it definitely compromised the flavor by a little bit, a tiny little bit. So comes in this pack is 2 packs of chicken sealed, and before you cook it, you need to drain the chicken stock or the water juice within the chicken pack. Make sure you break it apart before you open the bag so that later you don't have to worry about cutting them when you are heating them in the pan. The whole thing takes only about 5 minutes. You have the sauce on the side individually packed as well, so you don't have to worry about like cooking too much chicken with the sauce and then later portion it out. So that particular feature is very, very convenient. It takes about 3 minutes to brown the chicken in the pan. You can put some vegetable oil or just some cooking spray, and it's really, really easy. And after you brown the chicken, you need to turn the heat down. I think that for the first time we made this chicken, we forgot to turn the actual stove or the fire super low, so that you can see the sauce is a little bit burned, and that is not good. You don't want to overburn the sauce. So the first try wasn't as successful as the second try, but the flavor is equally good. And I highly recommend you put some broccoli on the side, because chicken with broccoli and that brown sauce is so good with broccoli as well. The chicken tender is very soft and the sauce is really flavorful, so I highly recommend this item, and we give it about 9 or 8.5 in our ratings. Coming up from the same brand, we also have the Calvin's Natural Foods Thai-style coconut chicken. This is also a paleo item, ready in 5 minutes. The whole packaging and everything is basically the same as the Korean barbecue chicken. You'll have 2 packs of chicken and 2 packs of sauce. The sauce itself kind of tastes like yellow curry. Okay, so here I want to say that in Thai food, there are 2 different types of curry sauce. One is more towards the drier end, and the other one is more of like yellow curry soup. So this one is definitely towards the drier side. And usually when we make Thai food, there's a ton of sugar with coconut milk. And for this particular item, I doubt there's as much as those flavorful ingredients. So it does seem like the sauce is a little bit on the drier side, and it's not as sweet as the yellow curry that you will have from the Thai restaurants. But I just want to say, I notice that every single food from different culture, when they come to America, for some reason they just become sweeter. For example, the kung pao chicken in China are not sweet, but the kung pao chicken dishes here in America are extremely sweet. Similar like orange chicken in China, like it's towards like a little bit sour and savory side, but here it's ton of sugar. So I do think that maybe to a lot of Americans, this Thai dish is not as sweet as it's supposed to be. And to me, I know that there are definitely some ingredients that usually occur in Thai food are not occurred in this sauce just because of the, paleo, or they want to be healthy. But on the plus side, I do think the curry itself tastes really good. And if you lower down the heat a lot when you simmer the sauce, it should be enough to cover all of the chicken. I highly recommend to put on top some sweet peppers. These sweet baby bell peppers are so crunchy and sweet, and it's definitely a great addition in texture and flavor to the dish. So highly, highly recommend. Overall, I gave this dish a really high rating of 10 just because the chicken tender is so soft and I love the sauce. It's the right amount of sweetness to me, honestly, because I don't like my food to be overly sweetened, and I love my addition of the crunchy bell pepper, which adds the sweetness and the crunchiness, and overall I really enjoy this item. The last item on the list is from the brand Snapdragon Authentic Asian Cuisine, and this is their Vietnamese pho. Okay, this is a somewhat controversial item because some of my friends loved it, some of my friends hated it. Some of our family members said, oh, it's definitely edible and they enjoyed it, versus others are like, do not give me this one more time. I kind of understood both sides. So this is a Vietnamese pho item, which is really handy. It's very convenient to make them. It comes with this convenient bowl. Can I just say that this bowl is so small? And within the bowl, other than the noodles, you have a vegetable garnish, you have the soup base seasoning pack, and you have some oil. Okay, so with the soup base, it's definitely very salty. I just put very little bit of that and it adds enough flavor for me at least. I can definitely tell that there's a little bit of MSG in that as well, so if it bothers you, this may not be an item for you. This bowl is really slow, so I wanted to add some additional vegetables and meat, but the bowl itself is not enough for me to add additional stuff. So definitely, if you do wish to add additional stuff, maybe transfer it to a different bowl, like a bigger one. So I kind of wish that it becomes a little bit taller, higher, or bigger. Okay, you could either boil some water to soften the noodles, or you can just microwave the noodles within the cold water. At first, the noodle itself, it looks so good. Look at this texture, very good, very good. But then after I added some vegetables, for some reason, the noodles start to melt a little bit. It started to break apart. So I think it's very hard not to overcook the noodles, since this is a soup noodle. It's not like a dry noodle. You take the noodles out and put the sauce. But overall, I do think the soup base is good enough. Like the oil adds flavor, and with a little bit of the seasoning of the soup base, I do think the flavor is very similar to the Vietnamese pho I had from the restaurants, but definitely not comparable to like super good soup base. But still, this is a comparably healthier item if you don't put too much of the sodium pack, because I do think that the rice noodle itself is not deep fried, so you're not eating like deep fried noodles every time. So overall, I gave this item maybe 6.5 to 7. It's definitely edible, convenient, not too much of excessive fat. If you could make your own soup base, that would be great, like maybe with some chicken stock or other stock. But to me, it's good enough for a convenient bowl of food, and some of my friends, they swear by this because it's so convenient, and they are really cautious about not eating the deep fried noodles. So overall, this may or may not be an item for you. I highly recommend maybe just try one first before buying the whole pack. And I highly recommend to put some bean sprouts and maybe some meatballs on the side for the soup base. It would definitely add texture and the flavor. Alrighty, that's it for today's video. I hope today's review can be helpful to you next time you go shopping at Costco, looking at all those Asian food items with different languages. I hope this video can help you to make a more informed decision. And before we end the video, I just want to say that everybody has different taste buds. Some of us may prefer certain tastes over others, and we all come from different backgrounds and cultural backgrounds and food backgrounds. So if I don't like some food that you love, or you hate some food I love, it's totally natural. And another thing is, even though that some of these food items taste really good, they're definitely not comparable to a lot of the great restaurants. But if you consider the price, some of these are $2 per serving versus the really nice restaurants are $12 per serving. So if you compare the price and the convenience and the freshness of the food, definitely sometimes we just have to settle like with the convenience and affordability. So overall, I love those items, and I will continuously to try more items. So if you have anything that you absolutely love, please comment down below what your recommendations from Costco videos. And I absolutely love to read your comments, and they're so helpful and informative about what to try in Costco, and let's help each other out. And after today's video, make sure you check out the previous video about 9 must-try Asian food items from Costco. It will also help me out a ton if you could give this video a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe and ring the notification bell. Comment down below what other videos you love in this channel, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching!